Oke, thank you Kak Firna udah muncul. Since it's already 2:5, but should we wait for Mr. Jing or can we start right away? Please give a thumbs up if we should wait for the others. Okay, start again. So, hello everyone, I'll be chairing for today's breakout meeting, and Kak Ara as the secretary, and Kak Gani as recorder one, and Kak Fira as recorder two. Okay, I see here that most of you has already put your work and evidence here, but I'll still give you more time. Maybe around 5 minutes until 2:11. Please also put the off track and on track one as well, so you can see the evidence on why is it on track, and maybe you can um, see the strategies and implement it on other on campaign. Thank you. Okay, since it's been 5 minutes, maybe we can start with the first campaign. The first campaign is HRBI, revenue management full time. So both Kak Bila and Kak Shelin said it's off track with small amount of applicants with low conversion rate from whale hunting, and Kak Shelin also adds that conversion rate keep dropping. Here on the evidence, Kak Shelin already attached the statistics, and Kak Shelin said that in the past 30 days, our revenue management page is actually ranked 10th with the most page views. So, Kashelin, over to you. Maybe you can elaborate more on this.
Okay, so basically if we were talking about the RM campaign, yeah, basically it's subtrakannya as can be seen in the progression over there. So down here, it's also attached over here like on the page stats as well gitu kan ya. You can see like my further comments over there. Tapi good point juga Ara yang bring out on Jessica. So just now I also follow up with Lily's right in this case. Katanya sih kalau if it's from her side, she already talked to Jessica and she's actually interested sih for full time. For about for a 1 year contract, like probably starting from April sih. But I'll probably like the HR team probably need to like reconfirm like perhaps the dates and like the arrangement maybe about the role as well. See whether it's like BA or RM. Okay, when will this be settled? Okay. Honestly, I'm not in a really good shape. Like for these days and maybe like for this weekend. So if it's from my side, I'll probably reach it by Monday. Tapi kalau misalnya Vera available like during this weekend, then I'll delegate this to Vera then in that case. Ya mesti nanya Vera dulu.
Okay,
Okay.
to Kak Vera. She said yes, yeah. So this one will be delegated to Kak Vera.
Okay, can.
Um,
Oh
maybe
berarti langsung
Kak
kontraknya
Ara
aja ya.
can write.
Udah langsung prepare kontraknya ya. Oke. Okay, then I'll confirm the
Okay,
job. I'll
so
confirm the job desk again with this, and then I'll prepare the contracts. I'll pass it to Vera, and then Vera can deliver it to Jessica ya right away.
okay, thank you. So maybe Kara can help me to write the conclusion here that by Monday, Kak Jessica has already given the answer of this full-time position. Next, over to Kabila here that she says that have we target the right audience for whale hunting qualification wise? Kak Biela, maybe over to you. Can you elaborate more on this?
Yeah, so after some discussion with Kashelin, so we find like the qualifications for the RM position, and then I've got some help from Reza to get the candidate listing for the whale hunting, and these are some of the profile I'd say. So I would like to confirm it maybe to Kashelin whether or maybe to all the other whether these two profile would apa ya namanya would represent a good profile and qualifications for this role.
Okay, maybe over to you, Kak Shelin.
From what I've seen, like I've like saw like the list as well in Coda, right? Like the link you probably sent to me. So far it's pretty good sih. I mean kayak like industrial engineering, right? And then like if we were to see the experience wise, it's actually pretty good. Cuma ya itu mungkin like experience wise ya we'll also need to recheck right on their perhaps like integrity motivation and like based on the DHOC's principles. So but I would say they are like the right target to approach sih. Tapi kalau misalnya motivation ya going back again kan ya like when they have applied, then we can see further sih on that side.
Okay, thank you, Kak Shelin. So basically, just like Kara comment here, yeah.
Yeah, can
Oh, okay.
I have further
Kabila, want
question?
to
Yeah.
elaborate?
So I want to actually ask the right one, the profile of the right one. Do you think that it's okay? Because I think it was not an enough experience for an RM. That's why I haven't contacted the one at the right profile, the one with two intern experience. Yeah, I want to ask whether that's actually okay or not. Because in my opinion, it's not enough in a way. Okay, but
Okay, so from this on the right candidate, it has not enough experience, right? Maybe Kashil or Kavela can elaborate more on this.
If from my side, yeah, I would actually said that I would actually contact this candidate because even though the experience is like only two, right? But if you see the elaboration, it seems like they're showing a good capacity on their responsibilities gitu. So I think it's worth it to approach this candidate gitu. Karena kayak uh, if you can see like they calculated benefit cost and then like they convince all customers or like they have a goal, when they work. So I think it's like okay lah. Yeah, that's from me.
Okay, thank you, Kak Vera, and also Kak Bila has already given the thumbs up. Next we have Mr. Jing that's currently still typing. Okay, maybe can you elaborate more on this, sir?
Absolutely. Okay, so I see we have Bila. This is for revenue management, correct? Okay. Here's the best way that we can actually determine this. I think we talked about this before. Why don't we ask them for their college transcripts? So, what classes did you take, and what grade did you get in each class? From that, you can see, do they have mathematics knowledge? Do they have, let's say, calculus? Let's say the basic skill sets that you probably would need in order to do a revenue management job. And what grade did they get? And then you would know their capacity. And so that's kind of like the missing piece, right? If you have that, let's say for example, this person, they had a finance class, they got an A in it. They took like calculus, they got an A in it. And then they have business development experience, so they know what businesses actually do, and they get a recommendation from the last two places where they intern, saying that this person is good at discovering problems. So based on that, then you would have a pretty good idea that this person probably could do the job. But right now, we have to guess, and I think it's better if we could just ask and get the knowledge and the data. What do you think?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jing. So from this campaign, I will conclude that to get the right audience for whale hunting, we don't know. Okay, Kak Vera actually raised hand.
Yeah, sir. A question, sir, because this is because Biela is doing whale hunting, right? And I do agree if we could ask for a transcript, but is it like if we approach them for the first time, do we like directly ask for the transcript or we wait until they agree?
Very good question. How far down the whale hunting are we at this point with this candidate? Are we at the interview level or are we at the approach level? If we're at the interview level, then of course I think we should ask them for an application, including their transcripts. If we were at the approach level, then we're just guessing right now at this point. This is a pretty good guess. This is not a bad guess, right? Would I bet more than 50% that this person could probably do the job? Sure, right? Why? Because Lilith comes from this background. She did the job pretty well as a revenue manager. So that's kind of already a historically proven source of candidates. But yeah, it really depends what phase we are in, and yeah, I think that can be done. Yeah.
Okay, so the conclusion of this whale hunting is how we know the capacity is we have to gather more data, right? maybe it's probably through the knowledge and capacity from their university and academics. And yes, also Kabila means Kabila can proceed with this, but also like need to gather more data to understand the capacities of this candidate. And next, we can move to the next campaign, which is BI chapter interns. Here, Kafira says it's off track with low profile candidate for this week, even though entries keep on coming. Um, Kabila also asks, can we see the source of the low quality applicants? And messaging asks, can you share the messaging and channels? Okay, so Kafira already attached here. Um, can you elaborate on this data that you attach here, Kafira? Over to you.
Okay, so if we move all our pointers in the notes where I tag, at Biela, here's the data of success source. I don't know if it's already loading from your site, but we can see like the success rate, right? Most of them are like zero, and like only a few, for example, like from President University, there's like one success rate from the applicants. So I think if that is what Biela meant by the data, right? So she can know which source that she could stop in the future, like that. Yeah.
Okay, maybe Kabila, you can see on that one that Kafira has been attached. So for future awareness, maybe the source of candidates that low quality or drop out, we can stop reaching for those source. Next, here Kafira mentioned that planning to reject for this BA position on the CV that she attached, Muhammad Mirza Iskandar, and Kara asked why. So maybe
Yeah.
can you elaborate more on this, Kafira?
I haven't rejected yet, but I'm just planning, right? If I stick to my own like previous standard, I would actually continue the candidate. But then like if we look at the elaborations of their experience, they don't really show that they ever done analysis thing before. It's like mostly it's just like handling training schedule, helping the team, or like something like that. And like I detect like kind of like low capacity if we were to proceed with the role gitu. But then like I do need inputs from the team, like why do you think like if I should proceed like that.
Okay, so Kara asked for input. Maybe you guys can like write your inputs and opinions using sticky notes. I'll give around 3 minutes until 2:26. I'm sorry, 2:27.
Should I also input the cover letter? Let me see. Cover letter.
Kalau aku sih tetap interview Vera, but ya.
Oh, dulu kan, tapi like, yeah. Okay, let me attach the cover letter. Yeah. Okay, here. Here's the cover letter.
Okay, since it's been 3 minutes, maybe we can start seeing the opinions of you guys. First of all, from Mr. Jing, can you elaborate, sir?
Okay, Vera, take a look at this person already has a curriculum attached. Calculus, introduction to probability, algorithm programming, mathematical statistics, numerical models, regression analysis. These are all the things that you need in order to be able to analyze business data. So in terms of capacity, I think well overqualified at kind of like the level where it would be needed. You do bring up a good question, which is, does this person actually want to apply these particular skills in a business framework, right? Because what I see is that they are looking at big companies, or they've interned in these big companies, BRI, Ministry of Education, and these big bureaucracies. And you're right. Generally, in a bigger company, you have more limited scope of responsibilities, especially if you're an intern. You have very, very, very small blast radius. Okay. Now, what to look for in the statement letter is something that shows that they have detected that they know that any pursuing in these big companies means that they will not be given any opportunities to actually exercise what they want to do. However, they have not actually said that. So it could be their own choice not to apply it. Does that make sense? So what I'm trying to understand is, did they want to do it, but were inhibited from doing it because of the bureaucracy in the company? And in the statement letter, it's a little bit ambiguous, right? It might be there, it might not be there. But if if there was more clear evidence that this person wanted to apply what he learned in school to a business setting, but there was just no opportunities to do so, and that was in the statement letter, then that'd be good. Now, you're not really going to know that until I guess you interview this person, because they might not be a person that wants to come off as a complainer, right? To say, hey, my previous workplaces didn't give me this opportunity, but it could be something that you want to detect. That's my analysis on this CV.
Okay, I actually do realize after the insights that you gave, right, sir, about the big companies, and then like interns tend to like given lesser responsibilities. Okay, I guess. All right. Thank you, sir, for the insight.
But also, listen up, everybody. I've noticed this. Vera, I'm going to put you on the spot here. If you're going to hire for a role, you need to know what sort of are the supporting skill sets that would be a good indicator of capacity to do the role. Okay. It's kind of like if you're going to cook a particular dish, you need to know what the ingredients are in that dish. So otherwise, you're going to see somebody with all the right ingredients and you might reject them. And that would be a false positive or a false negative in this particular case. So I think that's pretty vital that as HR, you might not know what each of these things actually are, but you know that they are the ingredients that you would need in order to find somebody who's capable to do the job. Okay, so that those keywords do trigger, okay, this person has the right skill sets or capacity to be able to do well here. Otherwise, yeah, you could see this and accidentally reject it like you wanted to do.
But sir, like I was actually looking at the GPA, right? Like 3.28 and 3.03. So, and then I do also know that, tips and tricks for making CV list all the things that would be needed. So I was thinking like, because CV is like a way for you to like for us to sell ourselves to the
Yeah.
HR, right? So,
Yeah.
which is why I don't only like look on from the education. I look from the what they did during the working experience.
Right. Okay. Here's the 3.28. Is it good or bad?
Normal, I guess.
It's from UI though, right? Is UI a hard school or is it an easy school?
Difficult. Right.
So maybe a 3.2 at UI could be better than a 4 at a different college, right? So these things are also relative in terms of capacity. For example, Berkeley, MIT, they generally grade very, very hard, right? So you got like, let's say a C at MIT, that would be an A like any other school, right? So we need to also take those relative difficulties into account. Some classes are, I don't know if they do this in Indonesia, but some classes are graded on a curve. So even if you get 95%, but like 10 people got 100%, you still get a C, right? It's just that the shift of the distribution was high. So what do you do in that case, right? It's not. Is it fair? Is it not fair? Are you not competent? Yeah, you're probably competent, but there was just people who were much better than you still. So that needs to be understood. Actually, if you really want to understand, you need to understand the courses and how difficult is it to actually get a high score in each of these courses, right? In a particular major. That would be good to know.
Okay, so Kafir already given a thumbs up, so you must so this is clear from Mr. Jing and Kafira. Next, we have some comments from Chinta that PA mostly work on inspecting. If I read the CV, here shows the diligent part, and I think it can be considered to process this candidate further. Okay, I think it's no needs more elaboration. Thank you, Chinta, so much for the input. And also, Kashelun said that overall a good starter experience, and we should test further in selection. So yes, so the verdict of this for this candidate is to uh, to pass further to the next stage of recruitment. Okay, and this can also be learning for us, especially on conversion, that to detect capacity and the quality of the candidate is not only from the working experience, but also from education and what they did in the university. And also probably we can check the university quality as well to check this candidate's quality. So okay, I think that's the conclusion. Oh wait, from the cover letter, yes, it's quite a bit generic, so that's why we need to like dig more data, dig more information from this candidate. That therefore we pass it to the next stage. Okay, for this one candidate, I think it's settled. And also next for Kabila, she asked that is this more suitable for BA or RM position? Can you elaborate more on this, Kabila? Over to you.
Okay, so after doing some well hunting, I realized that, yeah, for full-time BA and RM, I realized that the qualification is quite overlapping, both from the quite similar discipline of education usually work for both RM and BA. So yeah, I think I need more like detailed example of which profile would actually more suitable for BA or RM. So I brought this one example of this profile, and I want to know whether it will be more suitable for RM or BA, because I thought it was more suitable for BA at the first glance.
Okay, so there's a comment here that it would actually suitable for RM. Sorry, who said this?
Wait, actually, you know what?
So we should.
I need to back off. I'll let everybody else go first. Wait, I'm going to retract my statement. We're here to inspect, right? So let's inspect.
Oh,
What did
okay.
everyone else think?
Okay,
Yeah.
so everyone, please give a comment here. Um, about your opinion, is it suitable for PA or RM based on this um, working experience? I will give about around 3 minutes until 2:39. Okay, it's been 3 minutes, so let's discuss it. First of all, here Cinta said that it's more into RM. Can you elaborate more on that, Cinta? Over to you.
Okay, I think Hiska is more into RM because I see the mathematics skill and actuaria on that part, yeah, where it is more important for RM because what I see from, I don't know if it's, what I see from Jessica's story, RM is, and Bella's story, RM is more into like counting the revenue target or even pricing. And I think for BA, it's apa ya, kayak eman-eman gitu loh kalau misalnya di BA, because BA is mostly inspecting the problem and analyzing in a general way. They don't really they don't really need that high skill on mathematics if being a BA, I think.
Okay, okay. So Mr. Jing and Kak Vera, you agree? Um, Maybe over to Kak Bila. Do you agree with this, Owen? Okay, agree. So next, to Kak Vera. Also, we'll go to the RM. Reason is educational background. In certification, BA is more to the analysis. Yes, I think it's already clear, ya, Kak. Do you think it's need more elaboration?
I think I got the point now. What's the most different like qualification between BA and RM, especially coming from Sinta earlier. So yeah, I think I can proceed with the future whale hunting as well. Thank you very much.
Okay, so the conclusion on this one is that this that is more suitable for RM position and will be implemented on future whale hunting as well. Okay, maybe next we can go to the next campaign. Oh, Kak, Bella is leaving. See you, Kak. So this next campaign is business development intern. We have around four new first interview and two on-site trial applicants. That I think next week start their on trials. So both me and Kak Bella said it's on track. And there's a comment here. Oh, okay. Mr. Jing asked for the web itu ya, what's it called, the capacity understanding web. I will attach it right away. But first, let's discuss this. From the previous meeting, I mentioned that three candidates, and from this week plus one, so there's four candidates. BD position as for paid program. So one of them from top university, but mostly when I read most of their CVs, it's actually good quality and a promising candidate. So Mr. Jing said that last week, Mr. Jing said that we can pay them based on commission. So I decided on my actionable that first we have these four candidates. We put them in future potential candidate list on Trello card, and then we conduct a meeting uh, regarding this paid method with commission and create a guideline. And then once the guideline has been established, um, we can contact these candidates again. So what do you think? Maybe you guys can elaborate through langsung bisa ngomong atau write on sticky notes. I will give around 3 minutes while I'll attach this apa web itunya. Oh, okay. So we can discuss it now. Mr. Jing added another comment here that it could be a good sign that the BD candidates are already in the habits of negotiating, even from the um, recruitment side, recruitment process. So yeah, well, we need people who are afraid to ask for money from our clients. Yes, I agree with that.
Or not, or not.
And Karas, okay, maybe we'll move to Kara first. Kara said that be aware to key attributes, salesperson attributes. Maybe can you elaborate more on this, Kak?
Yeah. So basically, kalau udah ngomongin sales, it is I think very common and normal if you want to recruit a salesperson and they asked about what will I get in returns because they operate based on incentives, right? Mostly. So their bonuses can be 10 times bigger than their base because it's how they function. So that's first thing that all recruiters need to be aware first. So we need a person that is hustling more. So in that case, many times I found it's no longer related to the university itself. If it's like UI, it will be good. It's an additional attribute. But for this specific position, first see if the person hustle. Because also why I said that don't get too caught up with the university. Students that is came from a good university can academical, it's not based on the field experiences, right? And a salesperson, it has to be somebody that has the calling and also the sense of actually become a person that is with a high hustle. So that's my point for the hiring siapa PIC-nya ini uh, Bila sama Vian. I think that needs to be diingat-ingat. So yeah, that's my point.
All right, so it's not only just based on education but also experience as well, ya, Kak.
Kalau misalkan
Um,
RM oke, itu bisa bisa education. Kalau BA oke, education data science itu oke, education. Tapi kalau udah ngomongin sales, nggak orang pasar aja sometimes yang nggak ada education-nya dia bisa a very good salesperson. Because apa? Pokoknya asal how you sell the product, how you sell the things lah. Jadi bukan lagi terkait S1, S2, S3 sebenarnya kalau sales bukan itu, tapi kemauan willingness-nya.
okay, so it's related to the soft skill ya, Kak, kayak marketing skills and how to kayak menjual produk gitu. Okay, so what do you think, Kak? Should we give a chance for these candidates? Like, should we create a paid internship for this position?
Sebenarnya kalau mau di-create sequence of the structure bisa. But my proposal and suggestion is that along the way you create the structure, give them an actual task dulu langsung. Ask them to find leads maybe or ask them to find something lah yang langsung directly in actions. In that sense mungkin memang ada stepnya kan harus interview dulu, harus apa. Tapi kalau salesperson you can't really tell by words, you can't really tell by like, okay, do you like to actually be a sales, what is your sales method? No, it's based on the result itself. Are they actually able to deliver or not? Mainly cuman itu aja sih guys, sales itu nggak terlalu perlu banyak dianalisa. Pokoknya resultnya dia benar-benar orang yang resulting atau ngomong doang. Karena ada salesperson yang nggak bagus dalam artian dia cuma ngomong doang, really good at words, like saying something, tapi nggak bisa convincing, nggak bisa nggak persuasif gitu. So in that sense, paling that's my suggestion sih. Bisa sambil, jadi jangan satu-satu kelamaan. Sembari kita bikin bonus structure-nya, sekalian kita kasih task juga ke orang-orangnya gitu.
Okay, so buat this recruitment stage, I think itu juga related to the conference state of this PD position ya, Kak. Okay, Kak Vera, maybe you want to elaborate more?
Okay, so when I read Mr. Jing's sticky note, right, like it's a good sign if BD candidates have the habit of negotiating because they know that they're talking to the clients. I was about to agree until I read the screenshots. They literally drop out right after they read the terms and conditions, right? And this also happens to all our other candidates that we detect a high job stage. And I think that is what we need to like be careful, you know, especially if they said that, oh, I need to be paid because I'm working as a salesperson and I need to bring revenue, blah, blah, blah. Okay, then that we can consider. But then like if they haven't negotiate anything, they just read the terms and conditions and then like suddenly drop out. I think we
That's
need
a
to
good
be careful.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's also a good point about they drop out on the first after we tell them the terms
That's not hustle at all,
condition of our
actually. Yeah.
company.
Yeah. That's not
Yes,
hustle at all. That's a quitter.
exactly. So
Jadi apa? Keputusannya apa in that sense? Di reject directly because of that. Apa Vera?
Oh, kalau misalnya if they already drop out because just the terms and condition, aku ya udah drop out aja gitu. Kecuali kayak they said that they start to persuade or negotiate like, okay, I'm actually working with the revenue for your company, loh. Don't you want to like compensate me or something like that? Then I was like, oh, okay, that's smart. Then can consider.
Right. They're lacking
Yeah.
negotiation.
Yeah.
They're lacking the motivation to negotiate. So
Yeah.
if we send them to do something, they'll probably somebody else rejects them and they'll just go home. Oh, you're like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Got that. Interesting. Okay. No, this is why we
okay,
bring evidence, everyone. Yeah. This is the power of having
yes.
more qualitative inspection. Yep. Good eyeball.
So if these BD candidates drop out during our first term and condition, so that means they're a quitter. So it's not worth chasing for them. All right. Okay. Hello, Kara. Maybe can.
Ya, terus my question, apakah first message-nya mau dipertahankan atau ada yang mau diganti nggak?
I would say pertahankan.
Oh yes, for me.
Itu kayak.
Oke, kalau mau dipertahankan, prediksiku 95% pasti akan drop out. Salesperson ya. It's not okay. It wasn't a good detection that they quit, right? But salesperson tendency also very effective, you know, like if they don't see opportunity, they won't even hustle. So maybe in that case, we don't give the opportunity to hustle. Maybe in that sense. Kayak, I don't know if you guys watch Spider-Man No Way Home. Tuh ada yang dia rejected by the university, right? And then Dr. Strange said, you didn't call the university to ask, like, are you really reject me? Can I negotiate? So in that sense, same like this, right? Kalau aku sih mending nggak disebutkan unpaid, mungkin disebutkan kayak this is unpaid but with specific bonus structure and something specific for BD. Karena nggak fair juga kalau menurut aku unpaid, orang pasti otomatis langsung oke, nggak usah. Bukan masalah hasil nggak hasil ya, cuman ya gue punya banyak opportunity yang lain. Mending gue daripada gue harus tanya ini, mungkin yang lain Deloitte atau segala macam ada gitu kan. So in that sense itu sih. Jadi either that job description di website diganti atau first message juga diganti to give details. This is unpaid, but we come with like specific incentive if you're able to hustle and so on. I think that would be fair sih.
Messaging, can you add more?
Yeah, I would say I agree with Ara because I'm looking at the graphs. Yogi is really low on calling, and Diva is also fairly low on calling as well. She's like 3. So it probably means our messaging at this point isn't very persuasive, actually. So we're not filtering out people of let's say much. Yeah. So I think how would you put it? If you really want to get somebody here who wants to, let's say, practice, right, and hustle, they need to know what's on the table. What is it that they're going to learn, right? What is it that they'll get paid to do? So if that's not clear, then yeah, I see these candidates screening through right now don't show, yeah, maybe not that great attribute fit. Okay, yeah. All right, that is a good counterpoint, Matt. I would agree.
Yeah. So basically tuh apa ya, you need to be very clear about what exactly would be incentivized in that sense, right? Like kasih keterangan nggak perlu detail banget, tapi kasih keterangan what exactly which part they can hustle, you know. So sales itu motivation dan drive-nya di situ, always works. Beda sama yang lain-lain. Kalau sales gitu, jadi mungkin bisa diperjelas lagi, Vera.
Okay, so I agree as well with Kak Ara that we have to like refine the template and also the job description maybe that jadi kita kayak we can attract the attention of the applicants gitu. If they have good motivation, they will get attracted and also ask for more, and we can like dig for more as well. Okay, so for this, I think the conclusion is, Kafira, do you agree to refine this templates and job description? Okay. By when do you think you're able to finish this, Kak?
I think after this I can directly change it. So by Saturday we can use the new one. Oh wait, but then
Okay,
it's like
thank you.
specifically for BD roles or for the conversion chapter?
Okay, tadi udah di stated ke arah for this position, we need to menekankan lebih for on soft skills ya Kak ya. Not only on the education and working experience, but more on soft skills, marketing soft skills gitu. So I think it's only for this position, Kak Vera, BD. Is it clear? Okay, so if it's clear, maybe Kak Ara can help. We have only 3 minutes left. Okay, we can move to this next, which is community manager intern. Unfortunately, Kak Vera is in here. Okay, and the comments Kak Vera said that this is off track. A lot of this post with a very small amount of applicants, with also Kak Vera actionables that she already asked Kak Nadine to work on a 733 question format to fully explain the work of a community manager. Next, she also attached the email blast performance. Kara here asked that what is the actionable to hire? Okay, so since Kak Bila isn't here, maybe I asked her to elaborate later. Did someone talk?
Ini hiring manager siapa? Pian, kamu apa Bila for this position?
Kak Bila, Kak. I'm from the conversion part.
Iya kan harus salah satu. Conversion jadi hiring manager. Bila kan awareness bukan hiring manager. Hiring manager
Oh,
itu
okay,
yang drive
but
the entire strategy to hire the position.
I think this one is also Kak Bila, Kak.
Okay. Because I see from the report, simply there is no work. There is no extra effort to actually hire for this position while this is high priority campaign. So ya udah skip aja, nggak ada yang perlu nggak ada yang perlu di-inspect in this case karena tidak ada kerjaan yang yang bisa di-inspect kan. Skip aja.
Okay, roger that, Kak Ara. Okay, we'll move to the last campaign, which is PR intern. Here, Charisma said it's off track because the amount of applicants does increase, but it's still a small number. Alia also said that it's still off track because there's a lot of these posts, but not yet attracts much candidates, even though there's some improvement. Okay, so can we see the elaboration below the distribution post here? There's some question here, some comment and question. Okay, since the time is maybe I'll give around 1 minute for you guys to comment, and maybe we can discuss it after you guys give the comment.
Ini siapa sih awareness-nya? Alia apa Karis? Ini awareness-nya.
Karis, Kak.
Oke, Karis di sini nggak?
Yes, I'm here.
Oke. Karis meeting minggu lalu datang nggak?
Yes, Kak.
Datang. Terus success case to hire this position dari mana? Kamu
Gimana,
tahu
Kak?
nggak? Success case to hire this position resource-nya dari mana? Kamu tahu nggak?
Dari interns yang udah ada, Kak.
Dari mana interns yang udah ada dari mana?
UGM.
UGM apa? UGM gede banget. Kedokteran.
Komunikasi,
Apa nih? Komunikasi. Terus apa lagi?
Sebenarnya for this campaign, I targeted a lot of social science for public relation, and also career development center because there's a lot of people that follow the career development center. So yeah, mostly my target is that.
Berarti CDC sama apa tadi? Social science apaan? FIB
Social
kan?
science kayak social science itu yang ini Kak, IPS IPS komunikasi, and then FISIP, and also some
Social science tahu Fakultas Ilmu Budaya social science. Oke. Terus ngapain sama CDC so far?
Kalau CDC UI sih this week kita ada dari UI ada job fair gitu Kak. Kalau untuk CDC yang lain, I have sent them the email. I have chat them through WhatsApp and they told me to send the details, the post and the caption to email, but there is still no response. But there's this Telkom University Career have posted this week for the distribution.
Oke, sorry, aku nggak bahas Telkom. Tadi CDC UI. Tapi tadi kamu katanya mention communication UGM. Communication UGM ngapain sama communication?
Kalau dari communication UGM belum sih Kak, belum. There's no reply still.
Oke, itu pertama yang aku lihat clause-nya ya. Udah tahu dan kamu sendiri aware dan kamu sendiri mention dan komunikasi UGM itu adalah success case. Tapi tidak ada action apapun terkait relationship dengan komunikasi UGM yang pertama. Kedua, tadi masalah CDC, I heard that you contacting from email. I'm not sure since when exactly we start the communication through email for faster respon. Karena kita dari dulu kalau sama CDC setahu WhatsApp dan Bila juga punya grup WhatsApp-nya. Jadi that's like faster communications because it's not something that we invent. Kita sudah punya relationship-nya. Jadi kenapa ngulangin lagi dari awal? Kita jangan reinvent the wheel lah. Mana aja yang sudah punya grup WhatsApp, coba coordinate sama Bila. Ini jangan gerak sendiri-sendiri. Ini memang punya Alia sama Karis, tapi coordinate sama Bila. Mana yang sudah ada, maintain aja. Jangan diulangi lagi dari nol, kenalan lagi. Kan kita udah relationship. Jadi itu saranku. Email, communication from email, specifically for this thing and event itu tidak efektif. Respon rate-nya akan sangat rendah. Gitu. So that's the comment from my side. Udah ditutup aja sih kan, udah selesai. Ini mau leadership soalnya.
One more thing. Ara is completely right. We're reinventing the wheel here and we're repeating mistakes that we've made in the past. The other thing that I see is since when did we stop using our university partners channels to actually try to look for recruits? And all of this is on Instagram. Instagram, we already know, is not a very effective channel for finding high urgency hires. So why are we spending so much of this energy posting on a channel that we know is ineffective? This is plain and simple. It's bad adoption. And this kind of mistake shouldn't, surface. Okay. Simple as that. Not much else to say about this. It's, I think we already have guidelines on how to hire PR people, right? So why don't we just do that again? And I think we won't have to see this yet.
Yeah, in general, maybe Mr. Ding juga forgot. Last week we already mentioned university relation, but this week still no one discussed about university relation on awareness side. So I was expecting maybe there are some events so on from university. Kok nggak ada, RM nggak ada, bidding nggak ada, nothing at all. So that's like the thing I detect that I expect that on this meeting there should be somebody pointing out gitu. So by next week again,
virtual career fair at UGM last week or this week.
Yeah, there is a job fair kan, for example tadi yang disampaikan juga sama Karis. Tapi portions to be reportednya lebih banyak Instagram, LinkedIn, well hunting. that's good, tapi please be complete. Kalau memang ada university relation, put it up. Karena itu sukses case kita dan itu harus menjadi higher priority gitu sih. Back to you, Vian.
Okay, thank you, Kara. So the conclusion is done in reinvent the wheel for awareness, especially. And okay, thank you. Basically, this is the meeting. One thing for Kak Ara and Mr. Jing. So the conclusion for this PD position is that Kak Vera to refine the tools, right? So what do you think? Do you think we should still conduct the discussion meeting regarding payment for PD interns or not?
Ya, masih.
Masih. Okay. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you for attending this breakout meeting. See you guys.